and welcome December 8th, a little bit of Christmas. My name is Kathy Beatty with Divorce Support Anonymous, stepping into your life space just to give you a little bit of encouragement, especially for those who are having a difficult time this holiday season, those who are going through a divorce, maybe your first divorce after, or your first Christmas after divorce, second 25th. Sometimes it all can conjure up some difficult emotions. So I want to just step in your life and hopefully send your mind and mood in another direction, a better one, a happier one. Few announcements. Let me just state out here. Free webinar, January 4th, 7 o'clock p.m. Please contact me for that Zoom link. And we are going to talk about looking forward for January and for the whole year and lifetime of 2023. So I hope you'll connect with me and join. There's no cost. We'll spend about an hour together and we'll discuss how do we start this plan. And that's going to lead into a life coaching after divorce. We're going to go about 10 weeks and we're going to look at every area of our life and what needs to stay, what needs to go. It's really a wonderful opportunity for us to just take an analysis, an inventory of what's going on with us. And then, of course, January 10th, if you are recently divorced, you do want to go into a support group, and that begins January 10th. So connect with me for any or all of those, and we will get you plugged in. I wanted to talk this afternoon about isolation. And many of us, when we become down, a normal tendency is to withdraw and disconnect. And that's okay for a time. In fact, being alone and being okay being alone for a while is normal and good for us. But if it begins to harm other areas of our life, then we need to take a real serious look at our withdrawal from life, society, friends, groups, a connection, because it can take our toll physically, mentally, and emotionally. So we want to be real careful that we are not isolating and withdrawing from life. One of my favorite quotes is from the U.S. Surgeon General, Vivek Murthy, Dr. Surgeon General. Of course, he'd be a doctor. And he states that the biggest health threat for us is not cancer, obesity, but it's isolation. And when we isolate for periods of time, it will affect us because we were born for community. That's just how God created us. So we have to be real careful that we are not isolating. And if you listen and hear nothing else that I speak to you today, I hope you hear this. Grief and trauma get healed in connection. So if you think I'm going to grieve and I'm going to get through this trauma of divorce on my own, you are sorely mistaken. You are postponing your healing by isolating. The truth is just how God wired us. Even though we've been hurt by people, we need to heal by people. We need to be in a healthy setting to where we can deal and process through and articulate what's going on in our mind and heart. It is critically important. So if you hear nothing else today, please hear this. Your grief and your trauma are not going to heal in isolation. They will get healed in connection with healthy people, not just anyone, because people need to earn the right and the privilege to hear your heart. So not just anyone. There are professionals who do this for a living and are very skilled at listening and helping you to articulate by asking you the right questions. And when I think of this, I think of why my groups are so effective. And that's because, and I have, disclaimer, it's not that I'm that wonderful. It's simply because of coming together and having guidance, which is what I provide, for you to be able to hear other people articulate your pain and for you to be able to speak your pain. I've been doing this for 17 years. I am very good at it. But that's not the magic potion. The magic potion is when you are connecting with other people and you are sharing what's on your heart. And as you begin to unravel what has happened to you, you are going to see healing take place. I've seen it over the past 17 years. I've seen it. And that's what's so important about the program. And that's why in my program, we do a lot more talking than we do watching a video, because that's the key. That's where the real healing takes place. So when you are isolating, you do need to pay attention to your feelings. What's going on with you? What's going on with you? Are you staying isolated because you doubt your self-worth? So it's just safer to be alone. Well, the truth is, you do need to, again, get that connection, to reach out to safe people, to be vulnerable. Now, there's not many people that I make myself totally vulnerable with, but there are those people who know me and know my vulnerabilities. We need that. We need those safe people where we can unmask, we can be ourselves, we can ask questions, we can make statements just to get affirmation. Am I on the right track? Do I make sense? What am I really saying here? What am I really thinking here? We've got to find safe people to be vulnerable with. Because again, our grief, our trauma heals in connection. So those are the thoughts for December 8th. I know that if you take them to heart, they really will help you get through this season. And when you begin to see yourself withdraw and isolate, pay attention to your feelings and realize you do need to reach out. You do need to find that connection so that you can begin healing. And you also can appreciate the beauty of the Christmas season. I hope it's been of help. This is Kathy Beatty with Divorce Support Anonymous, walking with you every step of the way through the trauma of divorce.